Yeah, I think we're down to the tougher one. Maybe.
Yeah, this is going to be harder.
Well, I would say it goes back to the things, the two provisions that were stated before about the private interest and the I have too many papers. The private interest and the special privilege.
Can we break those out, Madam Chair?
Yes, I think it would be good that we do. I think it would be much easier. And I think the first one is probably the easier one. It's the one that deals with the law or the policy. And so it seems like that's what we need to make clear where we stand on that, and it has something to do with that. They aren't really
take a try on it?
You might as well.
In casting votes and abstaining from voting to fill the vacancy, Mr. Nelson did not violate the provisions of Whatcom County Code 2-104-020.
That's good.
I can throw out a line here,
because
did not violate the ethics code.
Did not violate Whatcom County Code 2-104-020 because voting on an appointment to fill a vacancy is not a vote on a matter of law or policy. As
period.
Yes, well, not a matter of law and policy, period.
Madam Chairwoman.
Yes.
The question is, what is the function of this part of it? Are we providing a analysis of why we reached the decision, or are we providing a recommendation for the council?
This is a good point. This is the legal analysis as to why the commission has concluded that no violation of the ethics code has occurred.
We're making our final decision.
Right.
And I think when that is agreed to, I think it would be good to look at our findings of fact again and see if they support that. Just seems like that's important.
Because my point is, I agree with what you just stated, but I also believe that if it was up to me, I would change the regulation to include appointment in there too.
But we can't consider that.
No,
yeah, but I agree.
Yeah.
I see a potential candidate for county council. Okay.
Please, let me make it for the record. I don't want words to
Well, there might be a simpler piece of English that we could offer up. I mean, it could say because voting to fulfill a vacancy on this county council is neither a matter of law nor policy, Mr. Nelson's actions did not violate Whatcom County Code 2-104-020.
That's a better way to put it. Except I didn't get that written down, and I had everything else carefully written down.
They've got that little.
So I hope that Suzanne has it. I think that's.
I think I can repeat
much
it.
Better. Then would you please?
Sure. Because the vote to fill a vacancy on the council is not a matter of law or policy, Mr. Nelson's actions did not constitute a violation. Whatcom County Code 2104020.
It's been presented as a motion.
I think we're trying. Yeah, I think we have to do it in little tiny bites, or it'll all get lost.
So, are you presenting that as a motion?
I would so move.
So second.
Further discussion. All those in support of this motion say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carried.
Okay, that takes us to 2104043. I guess before we actually, let me see if I can try my hand on that.
Well, it's a little more complicated because, in a sense, it's the whole special privilege. And
well, can we have a little discussion on this before we try and craft something? Because I think I heard two different things that people said. I think I heard Rudd say that the special privilege was the appointment to the position, and that Mr. Nelson obviously couldn't use his position, his vote, to vote for himself to secure special privilege, but that in voting on other candidates' candidacy, it would confer no special privilege on Mr. Nelson, and as a result, he was allowed to vote. The voting in those matters did not violate the code. Is that a fair characterization, Bud?
He had the right to vote beforehand because he was a sitting council member. So the vote itself did not result in an additional secured privilege. Going back though, I don't want it to be lost on the issue of private interest. The interest in which it was being voted on was, I think, did meet the test of private interest.
So,
although the use of that language is in the preceding issue, and again, it wasn't a private issue, interest related to law or policy.
so you're saying that the appointment, had he voted on it, would have, in his own candidacy, would have resulted in a violation, would have been a private interest, but what we're really saying is that's also a special privilege. To be appointed to a council position is a special privilege. Well, it may not be so special in your mind, but to others.
I didn't say it wasn't special, I just said I didn't want the shock.
I mean, isn't that what you're really saying, is that it's a special privilege to be appointed, and he couldn't vote on his own appointment because he would have then been using his position to secure a special privilege, that is the appointment. Which is a little different than how I characterized it. I characterized it as he didn't use his position to secure a special privilege. He didn't use his position to get a vote. He already had the vote.
Do we have a definition of special privilege?
I don't think we do. And that's why I believe Mr. Roth ended up having to go to Black's Law Dictionary.
Yeah, because it's not in the, I mean,
We
the
have
term
pri-
is used in the RCW also. But,
Yeah.
and I don't know if it's defined there anywhere.